Hello everyone, I'm Adam Greeter, and with me today is the Juicers team. We're going to be presenting on behalf of our client, Juiceland. And before we do that, I'd like to introduce my group. First we have Soraya Brandel, who will be covering the primary research, followed by Kimberly Anderson, who will be covering the visuals, followed by Stephanie Mao, who will be covering the secondary research, and followed lastly by Sarah Crick, who will be covering the findings and conclusions before concluding the presentation. As I said before, my name is Adam Greeter, and I'm going to be talking about the purpose and our client company. So our client Juiceland is a local juice bar that offers juice-related products and catering. They're a company that's eco-friendly and offer educational opportunities for inclined individuals. The purpose of our project was parallel to our goal to analyze the social media platforms that Juiceland utilizes while conducting primary and secondary research to provide evidence for recommendations on expansions of those platforms due to customer behavior and positive impacts of media exposures. Now I'm going to pass it to Soraya to go over the primary research.
Hi everyone, as Adam said, I'm Soraya and I'm going to present you guys about primary research. But I'm going to cover two parts: primary research, data collection, and primary research analysis. The juicer chose to provide Juiceland an overview about the general opinion about SEO students, what they know about social media, and what they know about bars and Juiceland. SEO campus has approximately 5,000 people, including body students, both undergraduate and graduated students. On our survey, we included questions such as which kind of social media SEO the students use, how much money they spend on fresh foods, juice, and organic foods, and which kind of marketing appeals most to them. To gain results, to provide 95% of confidence, we established to survey 300 members of SEO students. But our group were able to distribute 250 surveys, where 228 were valid and 22 were tossed out of consideration. In our survey, the questions were written to leave the respondent to be able to answer the question as they want. Moving on, primary research data analysis, we see the difference between the 228 valid and 22 discarded. It's because on survey with more than one question left and others left with more answers is considered invalid. But thankfully, because our sample is minimal, smaller, and is allowed for accurate analysis. Our demographic was just used to quantify the age of the correspondents, and age is between 20 and 29 range computers students. We saw that our analysis shows that Facebook is the most social media platform used, and we have feedback of our surveys and told us that it is very important that the site has all their domains up to date. Also the price, we saw that the price is one of the most important deterrent to purchasing as items, even those whose health significance is noted by the consumer. And the last point is that the information that we gain gives to us a choice, gives to us an idea about SEO students' choice and the window into the habits of those in similar situations like age group. I'm going to pass to Kimberly, who's going to talk about analysis.
Thank you, Sarah. As Sarah said, my name is Kim. I'm going to be presenting on the visuals today. There we go. I'm a very visual person, so I think that these graphics can kind of help reinforce the numbers that you are reading. As you can see, Facebook is still the predominant social media site used today, and that's obvious by the numbers, followed by Instagram, and then also Twitter, with the other ones coming in with very minimal percentage of usage. Also, as far as social media, when people look for places to go, the vast majority of people consider social media sites as a source of information when they're considering where to go, as opposed to the 28 people that responded that they never use it for such a. Another thing is very important for social media sites to keep up their content very up to date. You obviously don't want to show up in a restaurant or a shop, find out that it is no longer what had been advertised about a month ago. And then as far as price, which Soraya had kind of touched on, the majority of students who are on more limited incomes, they do not want to pay more than $2 to $3 for an organic juice drink, and no more than $4 to $5, which is roughly the general cost of most Starbucks drinks. And for secondary research, we got Stephanie.
So I'm Stephanie, and I'm going to be talking about secondary research. And for our research, we analyzed the effects of various social media outlets and how outlets like Facebook and Twitter had an effect on the business. And we looked at the advertisements on social media, and then also the various social media accounts that caught most customers' attentions. For the social media, such as blogs and networks and other it lets customers discuss what their likes and dislikes are. Most customers now are more vocal than ever. So they use these outlets to either compliment, complain, or just discuss the products and the company. So for Facebook, we had, it was the most popular, along with Twitter and then Instagram following that, and then Google+. Facebook was the most popular with 1 billion users on hand, and then it was the best platform to increase brand awareness, as well as Twitter. And then some of the stuff that were used to increase the awareness and just for all 4 outlets was to look for trending topics. And by that we mean just to keep up with the customers and see, get more personal and just talk about whatever is more popular out there. Also, finding the optimal time to post for the audience, just depends on what time, because you don't want to be posting at a time when no one's going to be looking at that social media account. Also, being able to hashtag links post to a certain topic. So just hashtagging, what maybe an event that they're having will help to increase the awareness of what's going on with that event. And then also just updating content regularly will help to increase followers. And also, regularly updating it just so they know that you're still with the whole social media, and then you're not abandoning your social media. Okay, and then I'm going to pass it on to Sarah.
As Stephanie said, my name is Sarah, and I'm going to be going over the primary findings, secondary findings, and the recommendations. Also, as Kim was stating in the visuals, price was the greatest deterrent for students from purchasing organic juices and smoothies. Many students are on a limited budget. Most students don't have jobs, and the ones that do are on very limited incomes. So we found that students weren't willing to spend more than $2 to $5. In addition to that, over 70% were aware of the health benefits of juices, despite juice cleansing and juices and smoothies that were organic, despite the fact that they don't purchase because of the price. And about half of the students had been to a smoothie shop or juice bar and half had not. Moving on to secondary findings, we found that it was essential for businesses to use social media to connect to their consumers as well as other businesses. The ones that did were much more successful, and also in order to reach an additional market or potential customers. Lastly, for secondary research, Google Plus, though it was one of our smaller percentages, we found that it's kind of up and coming, and it offers more features than the other social media platforms, such as Google Hangouts. So you're able to network easier through that with real-time conferencing, and definitely additional, and it's more specific information to the business. Moving on to recommendations, Juicland does have an excellent Facebook and Twitter account. They seem to be fairly successful with that. They do have an Instagram account, although there is no icon link on their website. They only have an icon link to Facebook and Twitter currently, and they do update the Instagram account, but there's no link to there, so we weren't even aware initially that they had an Instagram account until we Googled it. So we suggest adding icon link for Instagram to their account. As I said earlier, price was the largest deterrent, so we suggest, though that we did see recently that they started offering Juiceland juices, at least at the Joe's Coffee Shop on campus, and I know that they have a location at UT's campus. But we suggest that they consider offering college discounts by letting students show their college ID and offering some amount of a discount, especially due to the limited income of most college students. Moving on, there are many digital media management students at St. Edward's, and they're trained with the most current and up-to-date information on social media, so we suggest that Juiceland consider letting someone from the digital media management program intern with them to help them keep everything of their social media platforms the most current and up-to-date as possible. And lastly, we suggest that boosting the Google Plus presence of Juiceland would be beneficial. They currently have a Google Plus account, but there are only 3 followers, and they haven't posted anything in recent times. So we suggest by posting more frequently and posting at an optimal time to reach their target market, that would help boost their presence, as well as adding another icon link in addition to the Instagram icon link on their website. With that being said, I'll recap and say that our primary recommendations are the college discount for low-income college students, and then probably adding the Google Plus account since they have a minimal presence on Google Plus. And lastly, I'll go back over what everyone went over. Adam started us off with an introduction. Soraya went over primary research. Kim followed up with the visuals, and Stephanie went with the secondary research, and I went over primary and secondary findings as well as the recommendations. And with that, I will conclude and ask for any questions. Thank you for coming.